In 2017, there will be new federal guidelines for teaching about climate change in schools. First, educators need to be educated. How appropriate some of the first teacher training hosted by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the Aquarium of the Bay took place at this pier house on San Francisco Bay.
Today we're hosting our first teacher workshop, and we've called it Climate Change in the Classroom. So we're talking all about how to teach climate change to students.
Blow into it and watch what happens. We'll provide them with background information as well as experiments and all kinds of resources so that they can then in turn teach their students.
And in fact, the next generation science standards, which are set to roll out right now, the plan is full implementation by 2017. It has climate change weaved throughout the standards for pretty much all of K through 12. It's actually a nationwide initiative, the Next Generation Science Standards, but each state is adopting it separately and figuring out new ways to implement it. So California is implementing it very soon.
Hi, welcome.
We have about 15 teachers coming. Most of them are formal educators, mostly from the San Francisco Unified School District, and we have a few informal educators from places like the Marine Mammal Center and Nature Bridge.
Carol Preston works for the Gulf of the Farallones National Marine Sanctuary.
And so this is a program for the teachers, and I'm just the guest speaker tonight on climate change in the Bay Area.
Before starting on the scientific facts, the class began with a Yale University study called the Six Americas Study on current American beliefs.
So that means all those people, that means more than half of the people in the United States, almost 3/4 of the people in the United States believe climate change is happening in some way. San Franciscans and people in the Bay Area completely believe climate change is happening on the whole, but they don't feel empowered, they are not hopeful, they don't think one person can make a difference, and even more interesting, they don't think it's affecting them here in the Bay Area. They believe climate change is happening, but they're thinking about those polar bears. They're not thinking about the San Francisco Bay Area, which is shocking because we're surrounded by water.
Actually, I'm going to do a presentation just to give you more background information really about climate change and what's happening here. And it is happening here and now. You can see the Farallone Islands. We're really concerned because with sea level rise, 14% of the islands will be gone. The other change is that we'll have drier dry years and wetter wet years. And that affects our wildlife, our animals, our food. Salmon is one of our major foods in this area. The other key things that will happen in this area, we'll have stronger winds, higher waves, that will then even more increase the sea level rise coupled with that because we're going to have more storms. That whole little ecosystem is going to be changed with the sea level rise and these storms.
The main way that we talk about the mechanics of climate change, which is the heat trapping blanket, we have our big blow up globe and some blankets of carbon dioxide, and it's very simple. It's an easy chain of A plus B equals C that anybody from 5 years old to 100 years old can understand.
It's one of the first training sessions for teachers. There will be more.
So we're able to offer this program completely for free thanks to a grant from the Spare the Air Youth Initiative, which is a partnership between MTC and the Bay Area Air Quality Management District.
Educate society. We can actually do a lot to make this less horrible. I think here in the Bay Area we're very fortunate. People are very well attuned to what's going on around them and want to provide and work towards solutions and get ready to adapt for climate change. So we're way ahead of the rest of the country.
On San Francisco Bay, Mark Jones reporting.